Hello, viewer! So I'm pretty sure you heard all of the hubba bubba hate coming out of SGDQ 2017, since it's really not that big of a deal, honestly. But it's still something that should be addressed for those who don't know what GDQ is and what it stands for. And this happened a little over a month ago, but I was gonna make this the day it happened. But life hits like a fish, man. And I didn't have the mental energy to make this video, especially after the events in Charlottesville recently as well, and other drama that's been arising. I basically got distant from the topic, but I still feel like it needs to be addressed for clarity, just in case people talk about this later on, or in a different perspective after this has already happened. I was actually watching the event live on Twitch, and then I saw the whole mess on YouTube happen as well, so I figured it may need to be said. Not everything I'm gonna say is like 120% true. I'm just saying from what I've seen that happened and what other people have said that has happened. And it's only been two things as far as I know, but there could be a plethora of other reasons why this whole argument, debate, whatever the fuck you want to call it, happened. All I know is the two major reasons that I'm gonna hit on. There could be other reasons, but I don't know. So basically what happened was this.
Ooh, no bananas.
Jeez.
I gotta admit, Funky likes his potassium.
He is a monkey after all, so I guess it makes sense.
So as you can clearly see, the problem with GDQ this year was the racism there. Did you hear what he called him? He called him a monkey.
He is a monkey after all.
What?
That is an ape. Okay, but seriously, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So first of all, Summer Games Done Quick, SGDQ, is one of two biannual video game speedrun charity marathons that is held in the United States during the year, along with Awesome Games Done Quick, AGDQ. Awesome Games Done Quick is held usually early during the year in January, and Summer Games Done Quick is held, well, during the summer in early July each year. All the events are organized by GDQ themselves, as they have teamed up with several charities in its 7-year history, including Doctors Without Borders and the Prevent Cancer Foundation. They are currently the largest fundraising event globally for both charities. And up to this point, GDQ has raised over $12 million for charity, and each event averages at around 1,600 people, including staff, volunteers, runners, etc. So let me explain the charities that GDQ supports. So Doctors Without Borders, DWB, or, excuse me for messing up this pronunciation, Médecins Sans Frontières,
Médecins Sans Frontières,
was founded in 1971 as a new brand of humanitarianism, where they act to help people worldwide to deliver emergency medical aid to those afflicted by conflict, epidemics, disasters, or exclusions from healthcare in countries less fortunate than us in America. Doctors Without Borders is just a reinvented concept of emergency aid for victims of war and major disasters. Now, the Prevent Cancers Foundation is a non-profit organization that's been started since 1985 and has invested nearly $142 million in support of cancer research, education, advocacy, and other programs that play pivotal roles in understanding basis for early detection strategies for cancer. This public education program applies to try and reducing cancer mortality rates, collaborating with partners to maximize effectiveness, and creating a productive workplace for people who want to join and lend a helping hand. So from hearing this, you can see how much these charity organizations do for the world and what GDQ itself has done to support them over the 12 years, making a strong example for what we, the people, can do when united together to do the right when there's so much wrong in the world. This is meant to be a fun event for a serious cause, where they run so many things at once to keeping a schedule, reading donations, setting up next events, making sure there's food, chairs, games, and other things that happen in the background, just for everyone to enjoy their time. The community is a place meant to be accepting and welcoming to those of different religions, to those of different colors, those of different backgrounds, those of different sexual identities, and it's a place to work as a group of people who just love to watch people break video games we loved playing while growing up as children. It's supposed to be a fun, accepting, and chill, relaxing community. But then you get comments like these.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
All right. First off, thank you all so much for helping meet the $100,000 bonus incentive.
Honestly, this is very disappointing to see how people acted towards someone who is different. Name calling, shaming them publicly in a chat where it's meant to be a charity organization. You gotta understand the people who grew up playing these games and also watching GDQ, having their family around, maybe children around to watch the event too, and then you're just seeing this spammed in the chat.
Although you don't hear any noise, the whistle sprinting technique does generate a loud noise to like the surroundings, like the nature and stuff. So if I whistle sprint past like some birds or bugs, they'll get scared and run away.
It's a place to play some games and make friends. You can see chat, exclude, and segregate, judging someone based on who they identify as or what they wear. You have a couple people in chat trying to stop the hate, but most of the chat encouraged it, laughing at someone in the public eye and judging them, shaming them for being a different person. I understand people still aren't used to transgendered people or those who sexually identify as an opposite gender or no gender at all. I'm fine making jokes like, I identify as an attack helicopter, pew 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 pew. Did I say helicopter? But that's not to like someone's face or deliberately laugh at them for who they are and their transformation. Screaming hateful words and having ill intent is not appropriate. I didn't laugh at all or think this was funny, especially since it's a charity group where we're just trying to raise money for, and we, the people, the community, are the example of what we do together to raise money. Again, I'm fine with jokes. Jokes are jokes, and I'm fine with shit talking to anyone and everyone, but encouraging other people, some who may be young viewers as well, watching with family, to use an emote in a transphobic way, or shaming someone in public in front of all the other viewers for a charity, calling them a trap, and laughing at them, that's just not appropriate. I didn't get to see it, but apparently there was an emote being used that wasn't meant to be transphobic, but they used it in a transphobic way, and so GDQ had to put the chat in emote only mode. I believe the emote was an emote of Admiral Akbar from Star Wars saying, "It's a trap!" But the chat was using it in reference to the person's sexual identity. So that kind of ticked off GDQ to be like, alright, emote only mode. It may or may not have been that emote. I don't know, but that's what I've seen. Well, it was live, but I, rewinded it a bit. You get my point, never mind. Again, it may or may not have been that specific emote, but it wasn't a transphobic emote to begin with. It was the way they were using that emote to mock the person playing the game. On YouTube, you can see that GDQ has a lot of dislikes on the video. Again, most comments were harassing the speedrunner, him or herself. I'm not sure what they identify as, I'm sorry. But the other comments also clarified something else that has happened as well. Okay, no, the dislikes are still there, but the comments are just disabled for this video. Got it, alright. In the YouTube chat, before they disabled comments, I was able to find someone who posted a Reddit post referencing why the other half of the community that wasn't transphobic was upset for the runner for doing, and I'll read that in a second. So according to this Reddit post, and also me being live in the live stream, the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's community all had agreed not to run the game this year at SGDQ 2017, Summer Games Done Quick 2017, since it's a new title that's been released, I believe 3 or 4 months before SGDQ had started this year. The community of runners were supposed to put off submitting the game for Summer Games Done Quick 2017, SGDQ 2017, to increase the chance of it being run in the future, in future SGDQs and GDQs. Since GDQ doesn't usually allow 2 runs of the same game in a row for the vast majority of titles, meaning that you can't have an entire event only being ran by a single popular title, since it wouldn't give a chance to other major titles people would want to see as diversity, and also giving other runners a chance. The community wanted to wait to give a good showing for SGDQ 2018. Awesome Games Done Quick 2018. The runner you see on screen, and again, I'm sorry if I fuck up your username, Orcastraw, nailed it. Waited until right before the submission deadline to submit the game, knowing that no one else would submit to play the game this year, since they all agreed not to play the game this year and to wait instead until SGDQ 2018 to continue to polish the game and the speedrun. The Breath of the Wild community kindly asked him to remove his submission and give another game a chance, another runner. He refused, saying, "We will see if the people want it." Obviously, since it's a new, popular title for the Nintendo Switch, and knowing that people can speedrun it, the people want to see it. The people in chat want to see a new, popular title that has just been released being broken and speedrun on. But no one knew about the agreement to not run this game, since it's not ready to speedrun yet. Only 4 months doesn't give it enough time to polish the game. Since Orcastraw refused to back down his submission, and since the chat all agreed to watch the speedrun since it's been offered to them to begin with, it proceeded to happen live on Twitch. Many of the runners in the Breath of the Wild community had better times and better consistencies than Orcastraw. And you can even watch it during the live stream yourself. You can see how many times he's died, used amiibos, reset points, and all that other shit that I don't really care. I'm just more or less upset about what he did, not how he performed. Although you could have performed better, man. Come on, really? 3 times? I'm kidding, totally joking. So you have 2 things here. Those who close the Twitch chat to be in only emote mode after name calling in a public space for a charity organization, and those who are upset at the runner, not because of sexual identity, but because they decided to be a selfish person in general and run the game. It was only inevitable that the viewers wanted to watch the game run so soon. Personally, I am disappointed with the runner, not because of how they identify differently, but because he wanted that special little spotlight for a new released game that the Breath of the Wild community agreed not to play yet. Even so, I'm not defending him. I also simply just don't agree with the attitude and shaming that the chat threw at Orcastraw. I'm not defending him, but I don't appreciate people just name calling in public, embarrassing him and who he is and what he identifies as or what he dresses in. Judge on their personality, not their appearance, not how they dress or look or identify as. I may not like what he did, but the chat was also just very immature toward a run that was supposed to benefit a charity. This only pushes newer members away and feel less welcome to such a hateful-filled chat and community. I love GDQ. I've been watching for years. I've been watching for years and supporting even the streamers off of GDQ on their Twitch, on their YouTube, whatever. Alright. So dislike or like the video according to how you enjoyed it. Please leave feedback on the video. I've seen a lot of comments on how the agreement is stupid and how they should just run it even though it's a newly released title. But it's not just about that. It's about the community of runners and wanting to be able to run the game more consistently on the next coming GDQ events. Since again, you can't run the same title multiple times in a row. There's a lot of different arguments on a lot of different sides that people had to this. That's fine. At least be logical about it. Don't be ignorant about it. Don't be one-sided about it. Please, that's all I ask in a nice way. If you want to hear more of my stupid voice, feel free to please subscribe and give another video of mine a chance. See if you might like it or hate it. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But with all that being said, have a great day, be safe, and keep on gaming.